Hello friends, welcome to Nabla Mami Online Maths. Today we are going to learn how to find the square root of perfect numbers without using calculator. And I will be sharing 3 methods with you. These methods are repeated subtraction method, prime factorization method, and pairing method. But today we'll be looking at repeated subtraction method, and I have some examples on the board to illustrate this particular method. The examples that we have here are square root of 16, square root of 49, square root of 1, square root of 0. Anytime you are to find the square root of a perfect square number without using calculator, and you want to use the repeated subtraction method, we have only 2 steps. The first step is that list all numbers starting from the first odd number. So I will list my odd number starting from the first odd number, which is 1, followed by 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, going. So these are odd numbers, and that's the first step. Second step, subtract each of these numbers from the number that you are going to find is square root until you get 0. When you do that and your final result is 0, then you count the number of subtraction that you have done, and the number of times that you have done the subtraction is going to be your final answer. So let's start to find the square root of 16. So finding the square root of 16, what I'll do is that I'll take 16 and subtract the first odd number from it, and 16 minus 1 is 15. Then I'll take this 15 and subtract the second odd number, that is 3, and 15 minus 3 is 12. Then I'll take 12 and subtract the third odd number, which is 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. Then after that I'll take 7 and subtract the next odd number, which is also what, 7. And 7 minus 7 is 0. So you see that the subtraction has been done, and our result here is now 0. It means that we can't continue. We will now count the number of subtraction that we have done. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have done 4 subtraction and the result is 0. So meaning square root of 16 is equal to 4. This is how we find square root of numbers using the repeated subtraction method, if you are not going to use calculator. Let's move to how to find the square root of 49. I will just take my 49, subtract the first odd number from it, which is 1. 49 minus 1 is 48. Then I will take 48 and subtract the next odd number, and that one is 3. 48 minus 3 is 45. Then I will take 45, subtract the next odd number to 3, which is 5. Then this will be 40. Then I will take 40 and subtract the next odd number, 7. And 40 minus 7 is 33. Then I will take 33 and subtract next odd number, 9. And 33 minus 9 is 24. Then I will take the next odd number and subtract from 24. And that one is 11. 24 minus 11 is 13. Then I will take 13 and subtract the next odd number, which is also 13. And 13 minus 13 is 0. So you see that we have done so many subtractions until our final result is 0. So we now count the number of subtractions that we have been done, and that will be the answer for the question. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it means that square root of 49 is equal to 7. Now let's move to how to find square root of 1. So square root of 1. What I'll do is that I will just take 1 and subtract the first odd number from it. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So you see that this one we have just done 1 subtraction and our result is 0. It means that the square root of 1 is equal to 1. Then the last example is square root of 0. So you see the square root of 0, any of these numbers, if we are to subtract from 0, it will be negative. But we want our final result to be 0, meaning that the subtraction here cannot be done, so it's empty. So empty, which is the same as 0, meaning the square root of 0 is equal to 0. So if you use calculator and press all these things, these are the answers that you will get. And this particular method or tricks is good for kids, because there are some people, they didn't get the opportunity to learn these things in class, but they just pick some answers in the classroom and they are using, because they will just ask somebody, or you ask somebody what is the square root of 9, the person will say 3, but you ask the person how are you getting the 3, the person will not be able to explain. Or square root of 100, the person will be able to say 10, but you ask the person, how are you getting the 10? The person will not be able to tell you the answer. But if kids are able to use this thing to manipulate. Anytime they even get a big number, they will know which method to use, and what answer that they will get, they will use it for further calculations. Now, this particular method has one disadvantage, and the disadvantage is that it's not good for you to use it for bigger numbers. Because if you are going to use it for bigger numbers, even though you get the answer, but the process will be too long. The subtraction that you are going to go through will be too long. So because of that, the prime factorization method or the pairing method is good for bigger numbers. So the next lesson that I'm going to talk about this particular topic, let's say find the square root of perfect numbers, I'm going to use prime factorization method or pairing method when the numbers are very large or big. But if the number is simple, you can use this particular method to work the question. Thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time of watching, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nabla Mahami Online Maths. Also, share my Facebook page for others to watch. Thank you once again and have a nice day. Bye-bye.